Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 27, entitled Attack by Chandravega of the city of Kriparanjana. Text 19. Kalasya duhitam kachit Dilokim varam ichchati Palyatam tena bhagat Isman Yam Datakashchanam. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. My dear King Parchinavarishat, at this time the daughter of formidable time was seeking her husband throughout the three worlds. Although no one agreed to accept her, she came. Purport. In the course of time, when the body becomes old and practically invalid, it is subject to jara, the sufferings of old age. There are four basic kinds of suffering: birth, old age, disease, and death. No scientist or philosopher has ever been able to make a solution for these four miserable conditions. The invalidity of old age, known as jara, is figuratively explained here as the daughter of time. No one likes her, but she is very much anxious to accept anyone as her husband. No one likes to become old and invalid, but this is inevitable for everyone. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tinamane Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Visheshashnuvarana Paschatyavishatavye Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Gaurav Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare. Okay, any points from last discussion? Yes.
Prabhuji, you told about body burn to ashes. Why we worrying about reaction?
Body burned to ashes.
Why we worry? Worrying about reaction?
Why are we worrying about what?
Reaction.
Worrying
about reaction.
What reaction? It's unclear. I have to formulate it properly. Bodies burned to ashes. Okay, bodies burned to ashes, and then what? What do we have to worry about? Bodies burned now. What's the point of worrying? You have to clarify a statement. It's not clear. Yes.
Last was the he was collecting excessive taxes from the subjects and using them for wrongly for self-gratification.
Okay. So Narad Muni is telling the story here in this verse. Arjuna Bhagisha, that was the name of the king, was ruling the whole planet. So he told him the allegorical story of King Puranjana. Like sometimes in the past this had happened, but of course he was not talking about anyone as such. He was talking about that king himself. So that the king can accept the instructions. So now Narad Muni is telling him that, you see, that's king, what was he doing? He was enjoying, he was, collecting taxes from the citizens and misusing those collections. So that's something that we discuss. And this is something that goes on everywhere throughout the times. Everybody who has position is misusing the position. Was there ever anyone who didn't misuse his position? Hardly any. Hardly any. And if any, that would be some Raja Rishi, some really saintly king whose concern was not enjoyment or his prestige, but welfare of the citizens and performance of duty in itself. So that's extremely rare. But in general, we see everybody nowadays, anybody who comes to power, mostly they're concerned, how do I establish myself? How do I create facilities for my family and my future descendants? No matter how far that goes, everybody has, I have to settle everyone. And so much money ends up in Swiss banks. Nobody even knows. There was some Panama Papers published some years back. So they reveal how all the big politicians and this and that, how much it's inconceivable money they have stored. Where did that money come from? Did they work hard? Where did that money come from? And then people still vote for them and still give them money. It's very interesting. Very interesting. Blind leading the blind, the cheaters and the cheaters. What to do? So this was discussed. So then Puranjana was collecting taxes and trying to engage in sexual indulgence, being under complete control of a woman. So that's why when people are bodily conscious and they just think of sex life, they always just think of sex life. Somebody made a survey and said every 7 minutes or something, Maybe we said 7 seconds. Somebody thinks about sex life. That's average. That's all. That's all that life is. Sex makes world go round. That's right. Like that one professor, Scottish Church College, told Srila Prabhupada when he was studying, during his study days, he said that married life is the basis for economy. Because otherwise, why would people work hard for it? They work hard for them to maintain the family and to establish the family and to increase the prestige of family and so many things. So that's what. So King Puranjana here, is very interested in sex life, and then he needs to have a sex life. You have to have facilities. Can't just go in some forest or something and this, and even there will be some trouble. So people, so people, they need some place. No, they need some place. So it takes a lot of money. I mean, even if you go to some hotel or something, how much money it takes? So this goes. Yeah. So, but then you need a house or you need something. So much facility. Then to maintain the house, so much money it takes. And so many things. So anyway, it keeps on expanding and expanding and expanding and expanding. And one has to work hard and hard and hard and hard and hard. For some flickering, actually it's not sense enjoyment, it's suffering. It's really suffering. But that's what King was thinking. It was very nice. He thought this is the goal of life. And that's what everybody thinks for a certain period of time. For a certain period of time. And then maybe, if one is fortunate, there might be some realization that this is not really making me happy. And just becomes some kind of mechanics, and mind becomes dulled, and senses become dulled, and just becomes abominable. Then some realizations might set in. Except for a Shudra, actually, that's the way that he can achieve self-realization. Just he has to indulge so much that he becomes burned and senses dulled, Then maybe he can give it. So in Kali Yuga, everybody is mostly Shudra. Cannot understand things, but nobody can understand things by hearing. But they have to waste their brain. So King Puranjana was just so involved in so much of sexual intercourse. We know that kings, they would have many queens, no? And with queens there come many maidservants, right? And so many, so they had plenty of opportunity for sex life. But sex life never made anyone happy. That's the point. It's just relief from some kind of, urge, pressure that one himself creates within the mind and then becomes relieved from it. And people consider this happiness. Very interesting. So King Puranjana had so many opportunities, and he was under control of women, because when you are not having your mind and your senses under control, then of course then you'll be controlled by lust. And then you will have to submit yourself to anyone practically. For sake of sex life, you will have to give up so many other things, sacrifice so many other things. And that's how one becomes under control of a woman. It's like I remember there was one couple came from Australia. They're just visiting casually. They came to Holy Dham, Mayapur. There was one Swami, he was giving lectures. And this couple started attending lectures, but actually who was interested that And one boy was interested. I mean, not exactly boy, but it wasn't like maybe 20s or something, late 20s. And he started attending classes. He liked the philosophy. It's like, and then this girl noticed that he's becoming too much interested in spiritual life and he's neglecting me. And of course, she was testing. She was like, we're going for a class. And she said, no, let's go do something else. I said, no, let's go for a class. So she understood. She's losing. She is losing control. So then again, that boy came for a class. And then she became very nervous. She was like really becoming very upset. And then she was telling him, come on, let's go. He said, no, I want to sit, I want to listen to the class. And then she used the ultimate weapon. Last resource. And practically in front of everyone, she almost screamed out, she said, if you don't come up now, don't come now, and you're not going to be having sex with me this night. And you know what happened? He got up. What can you do? Unfortunate. See? So that's the control of the lust. Of course, he'll get benefit. Hopefully next life person can get a chance to hear again, but hopefully he'll have to make some better choices. Having position to make a better choice. What to do, or maybe sometimes later might get a chance again by Krishna's mercy. No? So this is when one is so heavily indulged. Is it audible? I mean, here it is. Okay, so this is when one is so heavily engrossed in sexual, sensual enjoyment. And therefore one needs more money. That's why King was extracting more and more taxes, no? More and more taxes from the citizens. So one is ready to do practically anything for his sex life, no? And there will be so many demands, so many things to acquire, just to fulfill that lusty desire. So he was completely under the control. Like, somebody who is addicted to pornography, can they just leave it? No. It's heavy. It's madness. It's really a state of madness. Absolute addiction. So that's how King was trapped. And another point that was mentioned last time, is that he couldn't understand how the time is passing. He couldn't understand that time was passing so fast. Couldn't realize his life was passing away. And then we come to today's verse, which is talking about what? It's talking about old age. You're wearing off your body. Like you wear how long you can have your chapel? Or how long you can have your chapel, let's say, maximum. One chapel, how long you can wear?
1 year.
About 1 year, something like this. Okay, so how long you can wear your body? And depends how you use it, no? If you're careful, you're maintaining properly, it might last longer, like any machine, any product, anything. No, car, whatever it is that. But if you're misusing, it won't last long. No? It may not last at all. So body in the same way, if it's misused for sex life, it's getting worn out very, very fast. Very, very fast, extremely fast. And you don't even notice how this time is passing. And that's why King, now he was surprised. Oh, the old age has come. Old age has come. So this is what we're discussing. Nobody even noticed that the old age is coming. She has come uninvited. Nobody wants her, but she comes. So we'll discuss about it. Okay, any other point last time? Yes.
The human body is capable of giving a lot more suffering than intelligent enjoyment.
Yeah, so body gives more suffering than enjoyment. Make a little chart. Just see how much when you suffer, and just see how much sometimes you really feel happy, feeling some pleasure by the body. Maybe you taste something nice, hear something nice. But then you put on that chart how much you're suffering from mind, how much you're suffering from your body, from this disease, something, any disturbance, whatever it might be. You put it, and then just to see, you compare how much happiness, how much suffering. And in between, it's something just, it's neither this, neither that, whatever. You just see, do it for 1 week at least. And you will see, I get most likely it's gonna more suffering, more disturbance, more things that you will have to do that you don't like to do. So many things more will come rather than some kind of happiness that you are deriving from this body and from this life. Make a comparison. The body is source of misery, actually. Okay, anything else? Nobody else remembers anything. Nobody noted down anything. No, we don't note things down, we just... Okay, last point.
Spoke about in the atheistic philosophy, the Charvaka philosophy.
Okay, atheistic philosophy, we can enjoy, exploit the body. But that's the whole point, you exploit the body. That's why in the West they have some thermal clinics. Very popular, because they wear off their bodies like anything. By drinking, eating, having sex, so many things. And then they go to these clinics. It's just like something like here. Of course, here you have what, panchakarma or something like this. So something like that. But of course, they won't fast. They won't fast. They definitely won't. That's not part of it. They do something else. They'll have a massage. They have some, thermal water coming out, which is healing. Is that something, for some stuff, it's kind of nonsense. They'll try to rejuvenate their body. Yeah. And then again, same thing. Then again, misuse your body. So many different ways. But time and tide wait for no one. Time and tide wait for no one. So old age is coming. So here we have today, daughter of formidable time. That's what she is. Chakra is known as daughter of formidable time. But seeking husband. So Narmon is very, see how he's telling a story. So daughter of the time, but seeking the husband, traveled 3 worlds, and nobody agreed to accept her. But still she came. She came. Hey Rahul, you like to be my husband? Yes or no? No? Yes? Yes. There's some problem there. Where? I want to accept you. You're accepting me. So this is like, so she comes to everyone. She comes to everyone. And she's not asking. She's just immediate. It's like somebody comes and, hey, Rainbow. It's like, come along. Nobody wants her. She comes to everyone. You're my husband. No way, I'm not your husband. But she's very powerful. Not that she's some wrestler or something. No, she's very powerful. And she grabs you. You cannot escape. So nobody wants her, but when she catches up with you, that's it. You cannot get rid of her. She's like, so sometimes you hear some stories in Shastra, and like there are some different Rakshasis or this and that, and they chase, if somebody's sinful, they chase all over, universe. Indra was chased, so many stories, and then they can't get rid of it. They can't get rid of it. And they just follow. So like this, Jara came seeking her husband. And in Purantana was now at the attack, another attack. See, the body becomes, we talked about body being ravaged by the time, and then one of those other soldiers of time, it comes Jara. See, she's like some general, very powerful, very destructive. So Prabhupada explains in the purport, he says, in the course of time, when the body becomes old and practically invalid, it is subject to chara, the suffering of old age. So that's like, nobody wants old age. What is the most, here we go to, what's that, shop and stop? What is that, PVR? What is that PVR? How did it? Only 170, so I don't know for what. Never again. It was maybe 10 years ago, 50. I don't know when they opened. What's it called? More, but how is it called?
Shankha.
Is it? No, not this one. This one, PVR.
Theater.
No, whatever. I'm talking about the shopping complex.
TV mall.
Whatever mall, there are billions of it. And doesn't matter how it's called, but. So what is the first thing when you enter inside? What is the first thing? The prime spot, the prime thing. Who knows? What's the first thing? Selling of the socks? Or what? What do they sell?
Cosmetics.
They sell porcelain plates. What is the prime thing?
Dance.
They sell technology. They sell sports equipment, cricket or something. Yes or no? Polo, Shiva? Really don't know. Cosmetics, yeah, cosmetics. That's one of the biggest industries in the world. Cosmetics. Pretending not to get old. Pretending that Jara didn't catch up with you. Pretending that Jara is not, holding you so tightly. That's what everybody's pretending. Man and woman both. You ask a woman, which year you were born? What's your age? You see what happens. They feel offended. No, you can't ask that question. Shiva, what's your age? 17. Okay. Anyway, he will tell what's your age. Mostly people will not tell. They'll all pretend to be younger. Of course, when you're young, then you can say, no, I'm not 70. He will tell I'm 25. No, they'll say they all want to look older and more mature. So nobody wants the old age. One is getting old, practically invalid. Prabhupada says, invalid, yes, body's breaking down. He said it's wearing off. And anybody likes old people? You have some old people at your home? Are they an asset or a burden? Burden, huh? You have to take them to hospital? No? Then so many times something happens, Then they start forgetting things, no? Then you have to repeat so many times the same thing. They can't hear, no? That's another thing. They lose their eyesight. They can't see. They can't hear. So many things happens. They keep on repeating same thing over and over. When you have a conversation, I know I talked to my mother. She's now 80. Same conversation every time. And well, what can you do? I have to listen. No. So old age is not a pleasant thing at all. So nobody likes old people. So that's why in the West they have old age home. Now even here in India they start. Just dump them, forget about them. Yeah. Somebody else will take care. Nobody likes the old people. And of course, in another sense, what do they have to offer? Prabhupada was an old man, but he had so much to offer, no? He gave so much. Even at some point, Prabhupada said, what am I getting, I'm just eating, 2 chapatis or something, little subject, this and that. I'm working so hard that none of the disciples could. Prabhupada said, actually, he was producing so many books. They were not able to print. They were not able to distribute. somebody, Tama Krishna Maharaj said, Srila Prabhupada distributed so many books that, they're not able to print. And Prabhupada said, yes, but I've worked. I'm just paraphrasing. He says, I'm doing much more than than all of you. I'm already ready, and nothing is printed, nothing is still distributed. He hardly slept practically. He was traveling. He was having so many, counseling sessions, meetings, so many things going on, so much preaching going on. And he had so much to offer, all wisdom, essence of Vedic wisdom. Taught everyone about culture, taught everyone about their position of Krishna, how to attain that, all philosophy. So much to offer. But what do nowadays people have to offer? What do they have to offer? Nothing. Absolutely nothing, because they were just interested in sense gratification, and they just became old, and there is no wisdom, no realizations. They just become a burden. Just become a burden, and then nobody wants them. It's like if you go to West, what's it, Guinea, or West Africa. There are some countries there, and some other places. They have a custom. It's a ritual. When somebody gets old, everybody runs after them, and then they catch them, and they cook them. And they think that to escape this feast, it's an offense. They eat the old men. Yeah, you're laughing. That's a custom. At least some benefit, no? They some benefit, so they don't go waste completely, They provide dinner for a few people. That is huge. Yes. And you can't, you can't, it's like, it's aparad if you avoid, if you don't accept that feast. The whole village celebrates. So that's the modern Rakshasic method of dealing with all people, because again, in one sense, they have nothing to offer, and in another sense, they're just burden. Just burden. But in the Vedic culture, it was just contrary. Vedic culture, people had so much knowledge, so much realization, that they were such an enormous asset to the society, to everybody else. Enormous. So, but where is this nowadays? So what do you think when you get old? What will you offer to your children? What will you offer to anybody? What do you have to offer? How to play video games? How to have more sex life? How to, I don't know what do you have to offer? What will you tell them? How will you instruct them? And because you're so outdated, because there are newer games and ways to play, that covers everything we're discussing about. It's not just technology. And you get so outdated, and they will think, what's the use? There's no use of your technology and your realizations and stuff, even if you can talk about that. Absolutely irrelevant. So that's why we have to have something that's on absolute level, something that you can offer, something that you can guide someone, help someone, relieve someone. But that's the Vedic culture, that's the Vedic knowledge. Otherwise, what will you offer them? What will you offer them? Everything will become so irrelevant. Everything material. And then because you led such a sinful life, then you see Jara will come much faster. body will start breaking down soon. So many more diseases, so many more mental issues, so many horrible things going on. So jara will embrace. So here, Srila Prabhupada points out further, he says there are 4 basic kinds of suffering: birth, old age, disease, and death. So that's what Krishna says. That's the process of knowledge. That is knowledge. Janma, mrityu, jara, vyadi, dukkha, dosha, nadarshana. To have that perception that birth is suffering, old age is suffering, disease is suffering, death is suffering. To have that perception. But no, we don't want to think about it. We just, kind of side it away, shove it away. It doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. Or we try to pretend, like I said, we go to cosmetic this and that, yes, give some cream, give some that. It's so much nonsense. I saw somebody recently, in the ashram. Somebody was using some of this, what's that, some kind of cream for face wash or some nonsense. Like face wash. No, face wash. No, it's face wash. No, that's not in ashram. Don't so nice. Really? Anyway. Face wash. Why do you need face wash? Just take water, wash your face. Why do you need face wash? What is that face wash? Applying some stupid thing, It's like anything you apply basically nowadays must be definitely not vegetarian, more or less. You're just contaminating yourself. Or some alcohol maybe or something. Who knows what it is? Even in the Vedic culture, you apply oil, you have to take bath up to that. Even oil, your basic normal oil or something, that's still considered pure. So that's one having this perception. These are the miseries of life. Yeah. Old age, birth, disease, death. Because if you don't live life, proper lifestyle, then you'll have to take birth. Jatasahim dhruvam mrityu, dhruvam janma mritasya. You'll have to, one who has been born, he'll have to die. One who's died, he'll have to take birth again. You cannot avoid that. If you don't become Krishna conscious, you seriously don't become Krishna conscious. So Prabhupada said, no scientist or philosopher has ever been able to make solution for these miserable conditions. So no matter what is being attempted to prevent disease, old age, death, birth, even birth, can you prevent birth? So many times people use contraceptives, this birth still happens. No, still it will happen. Cannot stop it. So there's no solution for these miserable conditions. The invalidity or old age is known as jara. It's figuratively explained here as the daughter of time. Nobody likes her, but she's very much anxious to accept anyone as her husband. No one likes to become old and invalid, but this is inevitable for everyone. So can't be avoided. It's just a matter of time. And time is running very fast. Time is running extremely fast. And I can really testify to that. I can say, where was I? And, what do you think? What's my age now? 22? Okay, 25? You can guess. Hello? Huh?
40.
Huh? That's wrong. Who said it? Huh? Okay, 32. Okay, we'll settle for it. But time had run so fast. So fast time had run. And once you come to that age, then you'll realize, wow, where's my 16? Where's my 10 years old? Where's my this? It's gone, no more, finished. That's it. And then after that, everything goes down the hill. Very fast. Okay, any questions or comments? So we'll hear next time how jara What happened to Jara? How she was pleased with the king. Okay. Huh? Yes.
Does realization really takes away our lust and desire of sense gratification?
Yes. Realization taking away our desire for sense gratification. That's the question. Yeah. Yeah. Of course, if you realize. Let's say you realize the fire will burn. No. Will you touch again? No. Definitely. On purpose, you will not do it. I mean, you really have to be, you're not going to do this. So that means realization. It's not just theoretical, yes, fire burns. That's theoretical. But you have realized, you felt it. So you've accepted some experience like that as value. Once the value is there, then mind is convinced. It's not just intellectual, but it's emotional. That's why it's important to have, how to have realizations? Who can answer this question? How do we gain realizations? How do we realize anything? How do you do that? How do you gain realization? Bolo.
Well, the spiritual.
No, not you. Yeah.
By reading Prabhupada's book.
By reading, no. Suraj has no idea. Okay, then. Yeah, okay, anyway. Bolo.
By doing some service.
By doing some service, by application, yes, applying that knowledge. By application. So, how many of you are doing any service? Most of you don't. So then how do you expect to realize anything? Whatever we are discussing now, how will you realize that? You won't, unless you start applying this knowledge. As you come here and do some service. Okay, so do a little service now when we complete the class, or please move the chairs, to the side. Maybe somebody can serve the plates, serve prasadam, something, and that's how some service starts. Okay, anything else? Yeah.
When I distribute the book on the other station or somewhere, I realize the more I read books of Prabhupada, then I can do better and explain to the.
Okay, so the book distribution, yes, that's a service. Anything else? Yes.
Prabhuji, when we discussed that what do the current parents have to say to their kids? So technically what's happening is that they don't have anything absolute to say.
Okay, you're repeating me.
No.
Anything else?
So if someone, his dad's mistake, right? If he has not given that education.
No, not necessary. Sometimes you may give an education, but somebody just doesn't want to accept it. So you can't always blame someone else. There's no point of blaming anybody else. We are all individually responsible. We are all individually, capable of doing something, thinking about something. It's individual responsibility. You can't blame someone else. Can't blame. Like this temple is here, books are here, Bhagavad Gita is here, even classes are going on here. So much education is going on. But who is coming and hearing? And even some who come and hear, who is ready to apply that, like I said, who is ready to do some service? Very few. No? And even sometimes parents send it, some few parents send their kids, okay, go to temple. But few will, instead of going to temple, they go to Juhu beach. And they say, we've been to temple. And very few will say, I'm going to Juhu beach, but they come to temple. So it's very rare. So it's an individual responsibility. If whatever you want, Krishna is in your heart, he'll make it right. You want a spiritual advancement, he'll help. You don't want, what can be done? No? Okay, and we'll stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, go Premanande. Okay, today we have very special Maharaj.